Actually, I was hacked. No, I'm kidding.
You're kidding. You haven't lost your sense of humor.
Welcome to Watch Mojo. And today we're looking at comedians whose mouth and or misdeeds cause them to lose some or all of their supporters.
So you just have to accept it. It's all, and anybody who's been through anything will tell you that acceptance is how you survive anything.
Carlos Mencia. Mencia has earned a pretty negative reputation in comedy. This bad publicity hasn't been the result of his own jokes either, though his Hurricane Katrina comments didn't help. Rather, Mencia is disliked because of the plethora of jokes he's been accused of plagiarizing.
I can't anymore. I can't spend time on that anymore. I gotta tell people, look, come and check me out. See what I do now. See where I'm at now.
The former host of Comedy Central's Mind of Mencia has allegedly stolen material from various other comedians, not limited to Ari Shaffir, Bobby Lee, and George Lopez.
We flash the light so that people know that he's in the audience so you don't do your best.
I would just do crowd work, and then Tommy would get mad at me all the time. Why don't you do your set? I'm not gonna do my set in front of that guy.
Because he was a notorious joke thief, and there were comics, a lot of my good buddies would not go on stage if he was in the room.
After Joe Rogan publicly presented Mencia with video evidence of his misdeeds in 2007, the Honduran-born comedian became the laughingstock of the comedy world, and not in the way he intended. Some even know him as Carlos Mencia.
I'm somebody important enough that he had to end the show by saying Carlos Mencia. That's who I am.
Brendan Schaub. It's hard to lose respect as a comedian when some would say you never had any in the first place.
What? Excuse me?
Brendan Schaub has enjoyed quite the multifaceted career, having found success as a mixed martial artist, a podcaster, and a stand-up comedian. However, not everyone is wild about some of the things Schaub has said behind the mic.
Oh, the other thing you should know about Dana Mexon, nobody told me this. There's me flaming hot Cheetos all over your house. They love them. They love them.
He's generated a lot of criticism for his off-color remarks, which his detractors have deemed unfunny and hateful. His material aside, the Colorado native has been accused by many of piggybacking off of other comics, namely Joe Rogan.
I was super fortunate where I was surrounded by guys like you, Callan, Bert, Tom, and it's just like where I wanted to be in that party.
Jim Jeffries. There's off-color humor, but then there's straight-up unethical behavior.
What I am not for is bullshit arguments and lies.
And unfortunately for Jim Jeffries, he was caught red-handed engaging in the latter on his show in 2019. The Australian funny man had acquired a large international fan base, with several Netflix specials and even his own Comedy Central talk show.
But I'm not doing this bit to make friends. I need some f***ing action, and I know just where to find it.
But many of his supporters lost their taste for Jeffries when he conducted an interview with Avi Yemeni. Jeffries edited his conversation with the Jewish right-wing activist to mislead the audience, making Yemeni look like an aggressive racist to suit Jeffries' own narrative. Yemeni secretly recorded the actual interview to expose Jeffries' indiscretion.
You bloody scumbag, Jim. You see those rubbish edits through the entire segment, I don't even need to show you. You get my point.
This didn't exactly support Jeffries' reputation for brutal honesty. Chris D'Elia. In his earlier years, this New Jersey native achieved considerable popularity in the realm of comedy.
You like to pull a prank on people on the set of Whitney.
Yeah, I can't, man. Here's the deal. We live in a society where you gotta lock your phone, man. Your phone is more important than your wallet. Everyone's got Twitter, everyone's got Facebook. If you leave your phone unlocked, I'm gonna tweet from it for sure.
In addition to a fruitful stand-up career, D'Elia can be recognized for hosting a number of podcasts, popping up in various sitcoms, and doing a killer impersonation of Eminem that notably wowed the rapper himself.
Of course I'm on torrent. I'm driving a Porsche over the floorboards, over the 4 points.
However, D'Elia fell out of favor in 2020 when several women and underage girls came forward with claims D'Elia had abused them and or behaved in a predatory fashion.
I can't go back and I can't fix that part of me, that hole in me that was trying to be filled with that, the loneliness on the road or the fear that I felt.
In response to the allegations, D'Elia was dropped by his agents and managers, not to mention lambasted by fellow comedians such as Whitney Cummings and Amy Schumer. Stephen Rannazzisi. Usually when comedians reference 9/11, it's in a dark joke. While it's a risky topic to joke about, that hasn't stopped edgier comics from working it into their material. But Steven Rannazzisi's bizarre account about surviving the attack wasn't a joke. It was a downright lie.
Did you out yourself, or did somebody bust you?
The Times.
The New York Times, yeah.
New York Times figured this out. Did you figure out how they figured out that you were lying about your experience during 9/11? Did you ever figure out how they busted you?
No, I don't.
Throughout his career, the actor and comedian maintained that he had narrowly escaped death in the South Tower, stating that this second chance inspired him to move to Los Angeles and follow his dreams of stand-up.
It's not like I moved to Los Angeles with this story, with the thought of like, I'm going to go out and trick everyone out there and tell them this is what it is.
It wasn't calculated.
It wasn't calculated at all.
But after being confronted by a news reporter in 2015, Rannazzisi admitted that he had fabricated the entire story. The entertainment world hasn't seen much of Rannazzisi since. Talk about poor taste.
I truly, in all of my heart, wish that I had that voice that I feel like I have now that said, hey man, take a breath, relax. People are going to like you. People are going to understand who you are when they get to know you. You don't need to lie about that. Take that back.
Russell Brand. Although his offbeat sense of humor wasn't for everyone, this British star was considerably popular for many years, until he wasn't.
My hair's held up mostly by willpower. Willpower?
Really?
I just concentrate and wish it to be so.
Oh, well, I applaud you in your work.
Beginning in the early 2000s, Brand was known for his work on stage and on screen. He cracked audiences up in movies like Get Him to the Greek and Forgetting Sarah Marshall, turned heads as an MTV presenter in the UK, and was even married to pop star Katy Perry for a time.
It's never a dull moment, I'll say that. It's kind of like an ongoing episode of I Love Lucy. That's why I married him, because he's just so hilarious.
But in the fall of 2023, Brand's success came to a screeching halt when a number of complaints about his past predatory behavior surfaced. Even though Brand has vehemently denied these allegations, they certainly didn't do his standing in Hollywood any favors.
But amidst this litany of astonishing, rather baroque attacks are some very serious allegations that I absolutely refute.
Louis C.K. In his heyday, Louis C.K. was known as one of the darkest and wittiest comics in business.
This is what people are like now. They got their phone and they're like, it won't. Give it a second. It's going to space. Can you give it a second to get back from space?
Not only did CK achieve a massive following, but he impressed critics left and right, shooting special after special and winning various accolades, including 6 Emmys and 3 Peabody Awards. Then in 2017, multiple people came forward with stories about CK's past inappropriate conduct, leading him to release a statement admitting his guilt.
And I would have confronted it and I would have dealt with it then, because I have learned that doing nothing, saying nothing, that is not helpful.
In addition to losing the love of numerous fans, CK was subsequently dumped by his publicist, FX, Netflix, and Universal, among other major bodies. The scandal also caused his soon-to-be-released film, I Love You, Daddy, to be pulled.
Sorry, that's what's called for.
Called for by
me.
Michael Richards. If you're wondering how to destroy your comedy career in 2 minutes, ask Michael Richards. He's an old pro. Richards won hearts in the 90s as Cosmo Kramer, Jerry's wacky but lovable neighbor on Seinfeld.
I'm making out my will. Oh, I got a big slice of dough for you, buddy. And you too, Elaine, I haven't forgotten you. You're looking for a picture of me, aren't you? You got that straight.
While he also had a moderately successful run as a stand-up comedian, it was his role as Kramer that put him in the spotlight. That made it all the more shocking when 2006 rolled around, and he directed a vicious racial diatribe at some hecklers at the Laugh Factory.
All right, you see? It shocks you.
His incredibly awkward apology on The David Letterman Show didn't exactly reek of sincerity either. Today, Richards is arguably just as well known for the Laugh Factory incident as he is for his role on Seinfeld.
I busted up after that event 7 years ago. It broke me down. It was a selfish response. I took it too personally.
Roseanne Barr. It's no secret that Roseanne Barr's shtick has always revolved around her obnoxiousness.
Hey, how about losing the attitude, huh?
It's this rough persona that launched Barr into fame in the first place. But there's a fine line between joking and downright bigotry. And people believe that Barr crossed that line not just once, but multiple times. And that isn't even including her lovely rendition of the national anthem at a baseball game in 1990, which then President Bush referred to as disgraceful. 28 years and a boatload of controversies later, Barr essentially annihilated her career when she compared a former Obama administration official to a monkey. Although Barr claimed she hadn't meant to be racist, the tweet was enough to get her show's reboot canceled and turn former fans against her.
I was just like blackballed and, just totally canceled from even commenting on what happened.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Bill Cosby. If you grew up watching Fat Albert or The Cosby Show, this one probably hurts.
There you go. There you go.
The Philadelphia-born star was a fan favorite for decades, until his career took a nosedive in the mid-2010s following multiple sexual assault allegations. Dozens of women came forward with claims that Cosby had been committing lewd acts as far back as 1965.
I've never seen anything like this. And reality is the situation. And I can't speak.
Not only did this news destroy Cosby's wholesome family image, but it led to a well-publicized trial, a conviction, and the revocation of various awards and honorary degrees. Cosby may have been known as America's dad, but now he's more the creepy uncle who's no longer welcome at Thanksgiving. Which comedian has lost your respect? Let's discuss it in the comments.
Who here knows who Norm Macdonald is? Let's go!
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.